after months of anticipation and waiting and practically subconsciously counting down, we finally got the premiere of the new Wayans series, Poppa's House. Damon Wayans specifically, and Damon Wayans Jr.
Is it just me, or does it feel like one big family?
That's definitely on brand for us.
Yeah, Daddy.
Don't call me Daddy.
Father. Hit it! The master of the mic, the king of the commute, the living legend, 6-time Marconi Radio Award winner, 7-time award winner,
Damon Wayans and Damon Wayans Jr.
Hairline.
Yes.
Okay. I personally wish they gave us more than one episode to start with. That's going to be my biggest gripe starting out, I will say, because here's what. Damon has done the sitcom thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
He did the sitcom thing on a high level, okay?
Yeah.
So when you're introducing a new sitcom with a familiar face that we associate with that genre of television, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are sort of reintroducing him or bringing him, you know, I just feel like they should have let us get the first thing, see who the characters are, get used to the names, and then give us another episode right behind that. They just premiered that one, which I'm grateful for. Thank you. But yeah, I after I got to know the characters, Tiera, I just was ready for, you know, stuff to play out with them. What about you?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think part of that, though, might be a little bit of the sign of the times. We're so used to being able to watch multiple episodes of something that we like. And this is very much old school sitcom, CBS style, where you were going to wait week to week. So I think it's that. I'm going to say out the gate for me, the thing that I didn't like, just out the gate, I don't like the name of this show. I don't think it's a good description of what the show is. I don't think it's unique enough. It's just, it could be any old thing. Poppa's House. I don't like it. I want something else. I want them to rebrand the show already.
Well, that's not going to happen.
It's not, but that's what I want.
In this new series, Poppa's House, which Tiera does not like the name of, I get it because it is kind of... Poppa's House, the title is the title of our main character's award-winning radio show that he's been hosting for years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of leaves it open for anything because...
Yeah.
You know?
And when you think of Poppa, I don't know about you, but when I think of Poppa, I think of like a grandpa with a whole bunch of grandkids. Poppa.
Yeah.
It's not giving. It's not giving that.
And then if they called it Big Poppa's House, then that would have felt too urban.
Not too urban. Like Damon Wayans and Damon Wayans Jr. are not urban. Yes.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Anyhow, so Damon Sr. stars as Poppa in this series. And yeah, he's radio veteran, and basically his professional world gets turned upside down when I guess the network or the radio station wants to switch things up, you know, turn his radio show into a visual medium, you know, this kind of thing that you see in real life, right? Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then that's when we get introduced to Essence Atkins. I want to take a moment here and just give Essence the things that she deserves. Essence is a veteran actress at this point.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
And there's about a list of 27 sitcoms. Most of them probably didn't get past the pilot, but Essence was in it.
Yeah, it's true. And you know what? She was in a show with Marlon Wayans. Marlon had a show a few years back.
Yeah, she played his wife in that in Marlon. That's what it was the name of it.
Yeah, Marlon.
Yeah. And so it's good to see that she, you know, still has a relationship with the Wayans family, and they considered bringing her in with this. And then we have Damon Jr., who is the real life son of Damon Wayans, right?
Mm-hmm.
And his character, I would have to say this. I'll be honest. His character is probably my least favorite character so far. Episode 1.
He's a little corny, a little cornball-ish.
But he's not, he's not, because it's a sitcom that we're talking about, right? He's not so corny that it is like played up, like comical, like, you know? And I was like, okay, if we're going to be goofy, let's be goofy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was waiting for it to really, you know.
You know, I gotta say, I enjoy Damon Wayans Jr. a lot. And when I see his name listed in the cast for a rom-com or some sitcom or some show or something, I'm always excited because I think that he gives a lot. Like, I think he is able to be pretty versatile. He can do our type of comedy and he could do their type of comedy, which I kind of feel like is what he's going for because this is on CBS. I think
it's very neutral.
Universal style of comedy. You get what I'm saying without saying it. So I think that's what he's giving here because I've seen him in like rom-coms and I'm like, is this Damon for real? So I think he has that. He's able to kind of do both sides, and I like that. But I understand what you're saying because I also was like, okay, the character's kind of whack, and the wife is kind of whack too. I like her one-liners weren't hitting for me. They weren't hitting for me.
You talking about Damon Jr.'s wife in the show?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that they wanted to just establish like the setting and the show title. They wanted to establish what that was in this first episode and so on. And that was like the driving force for the premiere. All in all, I mean, I did. As I watched it, I knew that I was like smiling. I was happy to, number one, see Damon back on television in a sitcom format, you know, doing what we know he can do. So I was already pleased with that. And then secondly, it was just the fact that it really did like pull us back into like, no, we're doing sitcom. Right? Like, don't come here looking for anything, you know, not sick. And I think that with all the reality shows that are out there, with all the scripted dramas that we have been flooded with, especially with us, because we look at stuff internationally, there's a lot, right? And so to have these sitcoms come through that are not Netflix sitcoms, because the Netflix sitcoms tend to be very watered down. And, you know, we know that they get cut off after 3 seasons, right? So it's a wrap. But this really felt like, you know, early 2000s at the latest kind of vibes, right? And I think that's just because Damon is attached. Honestly.
I was going to say that. I agree with you. And I think it's because Damon, like you said, he's a seasoned sitcom actor. And him being from that era, like this is his space, right? This is what he does. And while I was watching it, I got to be honest, I like listening to his voice gave me nostalgia. Like it gave me that feeling of when I used to watch My Wife and Kids and it would be on and it would be episode after episode after episode. That nostalgia was there for me. And it was like, dang, like I kind of missed this. It was like, I don't know, like a warm and fuzzy kind of feeling. Like I appreciated that.
I did like that. I did not like, there was one thing that really bothered me episode 1 that I want to point out because I want to be, I don't know if anybody else notices but me, okay? When they are at the radio station and Damon's on the mic or whatever, at first I thought it was just going to be a slip up for like the first scene. But then they introduce Essence character and she comes on with him and they still didn't correct this thing, but it had to be a conscious decision as to why they didn't do it. And that was Damon's mic had no cable.
Okay.
And I know that sounds so small, but it was in the foreground of the shot at the end of his desk. And I was like, the microphone that you're using needs a cable. In order for you to be speaking into it. And he was speaking back and forth with Essence or whatever. And then in the earlier scene, the microphone she ended up sitting at didn't have a cable in it. But then when they were actually on air together, it had a cable in it.
Lord.
And I was like, okay, prop master, where are you? Set design, where are you? Who didn't put the It wouldn't have changed anything except for my, or people like me who's like, wait a minute, why is your microphone not plugged in? I'm going to wait to see in the coming episode if they plug in his mic. Maybe it was an oversight, but it bothered me so. Last note that I have is, speaking of veteran actors and things like this, they did bring in Geoffrey Owens, who we know from The Cosby Show, who who has been around doing his thing, and he, got reacclimated into this sort of acting thing again when Tyler Perry picked him up and all this stuff, and he was working there. It's always good to see familiar faces on sitcoms like this, and I think that it's a smart play, especially to do it early out, because then we get attached to people. He may just be like a recurring role kind of thing, because he was Damon Jr.'s wife's father, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And it set us up for like, okay, here's someone that we know, like we said, is a veteran actor, can come on, do the sitcom thing and go home like he didn't even break a sweat, right? And so I enjoyed that as well. Overall,
that being said, do you think that we might see some other Wayans family members in
I hope
the
so.
coming episodes?
I hope so.
Me too.
But I don't think it would be any of the I was gonna say forefathers. I don't know if that's the right.
Not forefathers.
I don't think it would be any of the Seans and Marlons, right? I think we probably would see like, some of their other kids and, nieces and nephews, like, kind of come through and do stuff.
I would love that. I would love to see Kim. I feel like we haven't seen her in forever. So I would love to see her.
That's not going to happen.
You don't think so? I think that
you'll see Kim's name pop up at the beginning, like she wrote an episode or she directed an episode or something.
Yeah, you'll see that.
Kim is not.
You will see that. Not maybe. You will see that. I know.
Kim ain't coming on camera for no reason.
Listen, I would love to see Kim, and like you said, I would love to see some of the nieces and nephews, because they are funny as well, and they're around. So I'm here for that.
I would love to see guest appearances from My Wife and Kids. Like the actors. I think that could be interesting. All the kids are grown up now, and they can just come on and play a character in an episode, and it would just be like, oh, this is good. Oh,
yeah,
this is good.
If you know. It'll be that.
It would. We're just wishing for things here, but all in all, I'm satisfied. I'm locked in, and I expect it to get better now that we know what the characters are. Just. I guess we just got to get used to the original format of sitcoms week to week. For me, the premiere, I am going to give the premiere a Queen Latifah. Only because I enjoyed the nostalgia of the thing. I think they set it up well. And I wasn't like let down. I wasn't disappointed at any point. I just wanted more. And I think craving and wanting more is a good thing, I guess. What about you?
Yeah, for me, it's also Queen Latifah. I had a good time. The nostalgia was there. It gave what I thought it would give, and I appreciate that. Sometimes it's all you need is just a little something to get you through. So it was that for me. I had fun. I would watch this again, and I would recommend it to people. So yeah, it's a Queen Latifah for me. The only reason why it's not higher is because I hate the title. I just hate it. I
think it's gonna be one of those things where it's like, okay, it grew on me. But
we'll see. Ask me next year.
You watching Poppa's House? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Did you see what is that?
Yeah. So yeah, y'all check it out. Let's support a legend doing his thing and his craft in his zone in the pocket. And we'll see if we revisit it later in the season and let you know if our rating still holds or not.
Yeah, we'll be back when Kim makes her debut. Bye, y'all.
We won't ever be back.
Bye, y'all.